Alright. So, yeah, I guess we'll kill some of these rats. Why not? Now that we got that locked down, we're going to go ahead and... Actually, there was no reason to kill those, because we have the double jump technology. This is another cool thing double jump lets us do, is just go straight through like that. So, okay, through this door... Oh yeah, some more Zubats. We'll take some more missile packs. No. I suppose they put this secret passageway here for a reason, so I might as well take it. Alright, so some more Zubats coming in through here. Nice. Okay. So now, we're gonna take a little trip to an area that we haven't been to before. And before, we could just go through that bottom hole, but now we can go through the top one. Jeez. It's kind of a tech to get, to get across here. So, like, the problem is, you gotta be, like, on the ground when you do that. So, there you go. No big deal. Now, over here, we got, like, a bunch of beetles. And then we've got some of this stuff. Those guys we won't be able to interact with till later, unfortunately. But we do have some Chozo lore, so let's give that a read here. Yeah, man, that's you know, pretty dire sounding. All right, these aren't like special beetles, right? Like these are just normal beetles. Yeah, we already scanned these guys. So again, these guys, you know, it's this is a plated parasite, very similar to you know, the parasites that we all know and love. Bendezium here is something that we can't break yet. We're gonna need some new weaponry in order to get that power up. Beetle allies are telling us it's time to move on then, so we'll acquiesce to that demand. So out here, got a nice little tunnel, and we're gonna need the boost ball to get through. So I'm not sure why I did that. All right, there we go. And now we're in a really nice spot. You can see this white door. We've been seeing a few more of those recently. What could that possibly mean? So we got some more Chozo lore here. Take a read on that. And then we also have this, a Cordite statue. So let's see if we can't get that sorted out. Something seems to have been activated. Well, that is always a promising sign. So it's a spider ball track, which means that we'll be needing the spider ball to access it. So we do a couple... Aw, jeez. This is one of like the tallest ones that we've seen so far. So yes, you can lay morph ball bombs on the spider ball tracks. They work just like normal. So now that we have that activated, we're just gonna scooch on over to the other side, and we're gonna do the same thing. They even gave you these nice like black parts of the floor to line yourself up with. Aw, man, I thought I had it. Got greedy, got punished. So there we go. Nothing too terrible. So that bomb slot activates a pusher. Just go straight down, get pushed straight up, and you got the missile pack. Nice. And so we just fall back down. And now we can go straight through. Nothing else interesting in this room. So if we take a look over on this side, it's kind of like a weird false door there. Over here we've got an actual door. Bunch of these harasser enemy guys. Guess it wouldn't be any fun playing Metroid if you didn't lose a bunch of health to go through a passageway every now and then. And here we've got something kind of interesting. This is a new enemy type that we have not seen yet. This is a Chozo Ghost. Chozo Ghosts are interesting because they are only vulnerable to the type of they're not vulnerable to anything except for the charge beam. So the first time that I encountered one of them, that was very vexing. Couldn't understand why any of my attacks weren't doing anything. And then I cottoned on to the fact that if you scan them, it tells you that you need the charge beam. So the charge beam is what you use. Super missiles work very well. Got some more Chozo lore behind this statue here, so we'll give that a read. And this is one of my favorite rooms in the game. I affectionately refer to this room as the bowling room, and you will see why in just a minute. For you see, this statue here is not just a statue. Isn't that so cool? I just get so excited when I see that every time. So the statue will bowl you up there, and then you can get these three spots illuminated. Now those are areas that you can see. What is Gen Con? Gen Con is a place that I was at a couple of weeks ago, or last weekend actually. It's a big gaming convention that's in Indianapolis. I spent 4 days there. It's billed as the best 4 days of gaming, so that is the meaning of that. So when you shoot those, then the bowling statue will tell you'll get to go in a different spot. Actually, that's not entirely accurate. What will go to a different spot is something that's higher up here, though. So we get to do some platforming to make our way over. Hey, come on, Samus. You can do it. Don't be shy. Alright, now this is something that we haven't seen before. This is a missile station. So, before we reload, I'll show everybody what the Wave Buster looks like, because we were going to do that. Pretty hardcore. Yeah, Gen Con is in Indianapolis is where it is. It's a fairly big deal if you live in the Midwest and you're into gaming, but otherwise, it kind of gets eclipsed by other stuff like PAX and Comic-Con, depending on where you happen to live. Alright, so before the statue takes you somewhere different, you have to actually go up here and place a bomb in the... Norway. Oh, boy. Do they have any like big gaming conventions over in Norway? I know that Gen Con, another thing that kind of was unfortunate was that this year Gen Con happened to be the same weekend as EVO. If you're a Scandinavian, you might be more familiar with that one because the Scandinavians did very well at the Super Smash Bros. Melee competition there. Armada and Leffen both did an extremely strong showing. The Gathering is pretty big. Now, see, I've never, you know, seen or heard of that one, so I guess everybody learning something new today. So, okay, that gives you access to this spot right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to scan, and the scan is going to fix it so that now we can go through the window again. These are kind of like a flavor scan. This doesn't actually like have any game significance here. They're just decorative. They don't give you your logbook scans or anything. Scanning this though is very important because being able to go out through this wall is going to be pretty important. So now that the bowling room gives us a huge land party shaped as a Viking ship, okay, now that's really cool. Maybe I'll go to Norway someday and I can see that. Drainage shutoff is holding the water. Okay, so in the pool here, you're going to see, actually, we're going to scan one of these guys before I forget about it. This one we forgot our first time, or we actually killed it the first time we had a chance to scan, but this is a stone toad. We'll see what they do sometime very soon. But that does sound very cool. I was kind of up in, I was in Amsterdam a few months ago, and they had something that was kind of similar to that, from what I understand, but I missed it by just a short time. All right, buddy. So you can see we've got this nice half-pipe structure now that we've bombed the pool. Huge Viking ship turned upside down. Now that is cool. Yeah, I definitely will need to make it over there someday. And right here is where we're going. This is a spot that is our next power-up. This is the Ice Beam. And so what does the Ice Beam do? Well, principally, you get to use the white doors. So now we can get through the white doors. We're going to jump around there. That's a save station. We'll take those. So this Viking ship, is this like purpose-built for this convention? Do they have to like tear it down every year and put it back up? Or is it like a permanent installation? Alright, so now that we did that, we're going to take another trip over to the bowling room because... Oh wow, so it's been around for quite some time. So we're going to go back in the bowling room. Now remember I said that it was really important that we knocked this out. This enables you to do that and get right back in there. Of course, our friends the Chozo Ghosts are coming back. And of course, there's a couple more of them. So that was kind of very, uncool. We'll get these guys sorted out here. Fortunately, that missile station, we bought all our missiles, so... But these guys can actually do a bunch of damage to you. Especially if you're messing around and don't kill them all like quickly. There is a visor that you can get that fixes it so you can see them when they disappear like that. Which makes this fight a little bit less frustrating. But really it's all about just like getting a shot, taking your shot, being patient. It's like exactly like everything else in Metroid. In hard mode, it's a little bit harder because they have extra health. In easy mode, I believe it's only one super missile to kill them, or maybe two. Alright, so I think that guy is a super ghost now, and he's dead. Alright, that guy took a hit. That was a poor timing. Alright, now we still got all three. Once you like lose one, it makes things like infinitely easier because you can just like... Ah, jeez. It makes things infinitely easier because they can't like bust up your charge shot. I have links enabled in my chat, so if you want to post a link, I will definitely check it out. Otherwise, I'll just have to like look it up on Wikipedia or something later. And that's exactly the reason why I have them, is because cool stuff like this that I otherwise would have had no way to know about. Alright, so now we've got one of them taken out. It's going to be a lot easier for us to find opportunities to shoot at the other two. The grandstand thing that they do before they start attacking is super nice because it helps you have time to cancel their attack. Alright, so from my count, I believe I've hit both of these guys twice. Oh, come on. Did you see how far away he was? Alright, so he's out. And now we've just got one Chozo Ghost. And one Chozo Ghost is like mega easy to take down. You can just easily... You know, as soon as he shows his cowardly face here. Alright. So, yep, one more even. Unlucky. Oh, come on, buddy. Don't be shy. Stop on by. Alright, so that is 3 Chozo Ghosts. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mr. Poignet, you took a bunch of damage in that fight with all those guys, right? Like, you know, obviously not great. Not ideal, but fortunately for us, this white path actually leads you to an energy tank. So we're gonna get all that health back. Not to mention the fact that we're gonna like go through that save station, so we actually are getting like all our health super back. So we also used a bunch of missiles. You know, whatever. We can get the missiles back because we have a missile station in this same room. But now we don't have to worry about that, and we have 100 more health for some of this stuff that's going to happen in the future. And some of this stuff, well, let's just say having 100 more health might be beneficial. So we'll rebuy all our missiles, and then we'll go back to the spot that we were at just earlier. Missiles fully replenished. Okay. So what time is it over in Norway? Is this like, you know, early afternoon maybe? My time zone math is... doing okay. Oh, it's like 3 a.m. Okay. So that's some dedication. Well, hopefully this is something that's entertaining enough that it's worth staying up till 3 a.m. to do. We don't use the AM PM. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. I don't know if that's a US only thing. It's sort of hard for me to break the habit because that's how I'm used to it. But I noticed that, like, for example, in Amsterdam it was the same way. In Paris it was kind of the same way. I've been to Europe a couple of times before. And we got a white door here. Actually, before we check that out, why don't we go ahead and lock down the... Celebrating, huh? Well, I hope it's an awesome day for you.